Hello, hi everyone, welcome to Cybrosys. In today's video, we're going to discuss about how to assign category to the user group in Odoo 18 development. So, in previous video, we have already talked about how to create a new category for the created user group. And now you can say that as you just move on to the groups, the category is not assigned to the user group. Now we just need to add the category to the user group. For that, we can just move on to the PyCharm. So I'll be moving to the PyCharm. As I just move on to the PyCharm, here we have to add a field called uh, category ID. Okay. So let me add the field over here. Let's say field name equal to category ID. And afterwards, we have to provide the reference over here. So to which module we are adding, I mean to which category we are adding, to college ERP, right? So we have to provide the ID as the reference. So I'll be copying this over here, that is the ID, and let me paste it over here. Once you have provided that, you can close the field over here. Okay, so let me close the field. Now everything is set, and afterwards you can rent the file, and let's move on to the apps to find the change. So let me upgrade the module to get the change. Now you can again move on to the settings and consider the groups over here. Now you can see that the naming will be also changed over there from just teacher to college ERP / teacher. So here you can see the application, that is the category name, as well as the name of the group over here. Now let's move on to the users. And under the users, let me consider the user as Michelle admin. And under other, you can see that we have the category, which is college ERP. And in this case, we have only one group. Now, if I just want to add multiple groups over here, I can simply add that. So let's see how can we add the other group over here. So I'll be copying the same thing from here. And let me add it over here. Now, I just want to set principal over here, that is principal over here, and I'll be changing the name of the group as principal. So once it's been provided over here, you can provide the category ID and a reference in order to assign the category to the user group. Now what we have to set over here is that we have to use the other field called implied IDs. Okay, so I'll be using the implied IDs over here, and I'll be explaining that. So let's say field name equal to implied IDs, and here we have to use the other one over here as eval equal to, now provide the ID. So inside the bracket, I'll be providing 4 over here, and inside that we have to provide the reference. So inside the reference, what I'll be setting is here you can find that here we have the group college ERP teacher. Okay, so you have to consider group college ERP teacher, because under the principal the teacher comes, right? So I'll be setting the reference over here. You can just set the double quotes. Afterwards, let me close the bracket, again use the closing bracket, again use the closing square bracket. So once it's been provided over here, the next step is that we just need to close our field over here. Okay, so there is a slight mistake in providing this. So here let me cross check everything. First we have to provide the comma, then open the square bracket. Instead of opening the square bracket, I have just used, closing as the square bracket, I have used the curly braces. So let me change that, and here you can see that we have corrected the mistake. And afterwards, we just need to set the ID in single quotes. Here we have provided it as double quotes. So let me change it as single quotes. So once everything has been provided over here, let's use Control A, Control Alt L to do with the indentation. Afterwards, you can rent the file, and let's move on to the module over here. So we just need to upgrade the module. Let's move on to the upgrading settings, and afterwards, let's move on to the settings, and let's consider the user. So once the user is being selected over here, you can see the Michelle admin, and over here under the college ERP, you can see that the other group is also being added over here. So if you want to set this person as the principal, you can set over here. Or if you want to set the the group as teacher, you can also set that. Now let's back to the pie chart, because I haven't explained about what are the implied IDs over here. So implied IDs are nothing but they are basically used for um, assigning. I mean, if a user is assigned to a particular group, they also get permission of this group listed in the implied IDs. And um, uh, and here you can see that we have the eval equal to for reference, then the ID of the group teacher, right? So when you just use this way in Odoo, that will link an existing record with ID to the field without removing any existing record. So that has been given over here. And that's all about the assigning of category to the user group. So if you want to add multiple groups over here, you can add multiple groups. You can simply use a comma and just add the multiple groups over here. Okay. And from this, we can say that any user with the module as the group manager will also automatically be considered as the internal user, and they will be gaining the permission of the base.group user, okay, or res.group user. So that's all for today. If you find this video informative, please do like, share, and subscribe our channel. If you want Odoo customization, Odoo implementation, and Odoo tutorial videos, feel free to contact Cybrosys. As always, stay awesome, and thank you for watching the video.